How are we all doing this fine Friday evening? I hope everyone is well and I hope everyone's having a good time tonight. Welcome to the stream. I was debating about doing one of these because I'm absolutely shattered. But I felt like doing one as well, so I thought, why the hell not? Let's do a stream. Hello, Waddle67. Hello, Jed the Giant Chicken. Evening all, smash that like button. Exactly. I'm not too bad, but what Bob 123. Dentist was okay. I got away with a scale and polish. So nothing major, needing doing. Makes me very happy. Got you're doing better with your brushing and all that kind of stuff. So brilliant. No drilling, no nothing, no having to numb my face, and very much happy with it. How are we all doing tonight? So today's stream, it's gonna be a little bit different because there's Wednesday news and there's not Wednesday news, if that makes sense. There've been a lot of things that have happened just today, and it's been interesting. Whoa, turn the brightness down. Oh, is it that bad? But yeah, it is interesting with the news that come out today, and to be honest with you, it's the news I was expecting, not going to lie. I was expecting us to be without Marvin Johnson for a while. I wasn't expecting us to get this ban overturned, and sadly, I hate this one, but I hate all right about this one because it did eventually become the situation I thought it was going to be. I thought he was going to get banned, and he has. The only thing I got is, what evidence did they use to ban him? Because from what I could tell, there was no TV footage of him elbowing the player. A lot of the footage I saw was fan made, so we'll see. Good. I feel you on the chat. I just finished my first weekend. How's the new job, Bob? Is it good? Is it better than your old job? Are you enjoying it? Or is it too early to tell? But yes, Wednesday has got some interesting fixture coming up without Marvin Johnson, which is the bit that's going to be interesting to see how we can go forward with it, because Marvin Johnson is a big player for us at the moment. He's been getting those crosses in the box. He's been doing really well. I've been really impressed with how he's suddenly started getting balls into the box. It's something we've been saying, you get those kind of balls into the box for, say, a Michael Smith. He eats them up all day long. It's also been a week of new stuff, new mini stuff like phone, AirPods, all that kind of stuff. Don't bet I only been doing 40 hours a week and getting paid more. Oh, that's much better, mate. That'll do you the world of good, not having to do a much hours and getting paid more. That's amazing. So congrats on that, mate. If I can find it, I do have my applaud button on here. The more I hear that, the more it sounds like it's just from like the golf stuff. So it's not what we need for Neymar, but I have a funny feeling it was going to happen, and I have a funny feeling Waddle 667 that the club knew it was going to happen. I think it was the one that they were just going to chance their arm, see what happens, and if it actually got turned down, then great. But I think they had a funny feeling it was going to happen. And which isn't the greatest thing in the world, and it could have been done without, but it is what it is. It's a big loss, but you look at the fact that we got the likes of James coming back, which is going to be a huge advantage. I was expecting at least 4 match ban for appealing it. Yeah, you can put James there, which is someone mentioned in the video short I did earlier, which is true. You can, and he's very capable of that. Just give me a minute. If you hear Discord noises, it is not your Discord. It will be mine. I just need to that one in. Paste in here. Come on. Okay, that's that, and just turn my Discord off. Then we're done. There we go. So it will be interesting to see what happens. James isn't a good going forward, you're right, but he got the range of passes to get forward. It'll be interesting to what they do in terms of a change of system, because it's a big player who's not going to be able to be here, which is a shame. And it's he really started to look good recently for me. He really has started to look a little bit better, and it is a blow, but we will have to change it up anyway. We got to change it up. We got to see what we can do with it. So you'll probably get the likes of Flint return to the squad. But you've also got a good case here saying you look at it, you could get someone like Efemiwo playing that role. Maybe he could actually do that and go forward and get a thing. Yeah, cheers. Exactly. I think that's the kind of player who you might be able to see because he did a little bit of that when we played against NK Dons when he first had a game back. And he looked decent in that position, just going up the wing. And what we managed to do over the last couple of games is be able to make players who are not protected in the right position. You know what? That really, really annoys me. That an Ipswich Town forum has actually made a post about the Wednesday Johnson ban for 3 matches. Yes, it was against you guys. I understand that, but you would not have. At the end of the day, it is what it is. You're done. We're not going to play you again. It's not going to help you get 3 points against us again. It's just it's weird. I hate when that happens. Interestingly, Charlton are going to be without some players as well. Boney will miss out on the game at the weekend. It's been an interesting one in terms of the league. Well, I'll go into that. Todd Kane will be missing and Egg Barlow remain on the sideline. That's good for us. Really good. We might have the return of Matt Penny. Matt Penny is there on loan from Ipswich Town, I believe. Hey, Nat, how you doing, mate? Hennigan isn't back till next season, mate. He's not going to be back till pre-season from what everything's been said by Darren Moore and co. There's 11 people watching, 3 likes. Let's get those likes up, please. I much appreciate it. Wonder if we would actually change formation like we did against Morecambe to a 4-2-2-2. Maybe that could be something we do. It'll be interesting to see what Darren does here because he got a good opportunity here to change things up and change it around a little bit. Hope you're well, Nat, by the way. Are you having a drink tonight in your background bar? Back garden bar. It'll be interesting to see how he changes things up. Now, for me, the big thing here is going to be, interestingly, with the league as late because Wycombe Wanderers have now not got Gareth Ainsworth there. It'll be interesting to see if they either drop off a little bit, because they were the one to look at a little bit because they were starting to come around of it. You look at the games that are around tomorrow. There's Shrewsbury Town versus Wycombe. Pompey versus Cheltenham. We need Peterborough to do us a massive favour versus Plymouth away. We could do with a win there for us. MK Dons beating Ipswich would be nice. You've got Fleetwood Morecambe. You've got us versus Charlton. And it's another big one. Excuse me. If we win this, we get the record. We get the record for the club. It'd be nice to have that in the unbeaten thing. And Darren Moore has a habit of doing this with clubs. He does have a habit of trying to get the record and try and have long spells where they're on good streaks. He did it with Donny. He had it for a little bit when he was at West Brom before he went down. So it'll be interesting to see what Darren does here. I've actually spent the last couple of days going through old comments from this season and last season. So it'll be interesting to know what those comments are like, because I've seen a lot of get rid of Darren Moore kind of comments and stuff like that. Peterborough are an interesting one because they don't seem to have a new strategy. Their strategy seems to be the same in terms of getting managers. Get someone who's already been here. Because it just seems like they run out of ideas. Let's have a look. Let's have a look at the Peterborough stats, actually. Let's just take this to a different screen. A moment. Can do Charlton stats as well. Let me just put this up on the tablet so I can see where the screen transition goes as well. Because if I don't see the screen transition, I'm struggle. Live. Advert now, leave the advert working. Give me a moment. There we go. I've got the green transition up on the iPad. So I should, in theory, I turned the light on. Why did I do that? Light. Turn that one off. That one off. Let's go here. This should technically work. So I go to stats, and this should show Peterborough stats. I hope. Let's have a look. Did it work? It worked. It did work. Perfect. Brilliant. So the only issue here, I don't have chat popped up, so I can do it. Get rid of Darren. I'm not saying get rid of Darren Moore. I'm saying I got comments from a while back saying Darren Moore was needing to go. I literally got a comment from someone 3 months ago when we drew against Lincoln saying sack him, he's not consistent enough. I literally got that comment in my thing. I'll show it. No, I think Darren Moore should be here. He's doing very, very well. So Peterborough's away form is 19.619. So they're not bad away from home. They've got a decent little record. No, I'm not saying at all that Darren Moore should be going. I'm saying that Darren Moore should stay. He's doing a cracking job. Let's see what Charlton's are. I now brought it up in the video, but we might as well do it now. So their home record is 6-5-5, 23 points. Their away record is 4-5-6, 17 points. They've got 45 goals, 1.45 per game. They've got 43 against. Hopefully we can up that up. So it'll be interesting to see what happens there. Why is that on not live chat? Hang on a moment. Live chat. It's not working. So 15 people watching and 4 likes. Let's get it up. So their record isn't the best. I'm not gonna lie, it's not the best, to be fair. But it'll be interesting to see what happens. They are looking really like a team that are just trying to hold on to what they got and be put together, if that makes sense. They've had manager change this season. They've really, really struggled at time to get the consistency. Hector didn't look like he had a very good start into his Charlton game that he last was in. He looked like he was a bit all over the place. Could that be a reason why we didn't go with him a little bit too much? What's our average goal per game? I can tell you that in a moment, mate. Just give me a moment. I can tell you that. Let me go to us. Search. Bring YouTube back up. That's Netflix. Look for you. Let's go. It didn't come up. I definitely get another monitor. This is. Did it switch to stats? Let's have a look. Should have done. So yeah, our goal per game is 58, 1.87 per game. We've got 22 goals against. That's 0.71. Goal difference is 36. We last win with the 5-2 versus MK Dons at home. So we're not doing too badly. I'm not going to lie. It's not looking bad at all. We just need to keep grounding out results. All right, no worries, Daz. I got confused by it. When I saw it, I saw it, I've never said I want him out. It's been a weird day, I'm not going to lie, mate. It's been an odd day for me. Dentist and travel, I don't do well with it. But yeah, I know what you mean. It's a weird one, isn't it? It's a weird one at a minute. Because there's still that people who you can tell are waiting for that one result. And waiting to go, oh, look, we told you so. Like, a lot of them are slowly going away because it's been consistent. But it's interesting. I saw you on the Young Fan podcast. I think he believes that we will finish first. Also saw Forest Green game had been moved because TV. Wonder if we have... I kind of hope so. Thank you. I was very honoured to be asked onto the Young Fan podcast. He's doing very, very well. I had the situation where I had the situation with the Young Fan podcast. I was on the fence. I will say it right now. I was very much on the fence because I still don't think I think we'll get it, but I don't want to say it too soon. We need to have that game in hand out the way because, interestingly, that changes things for us. Because of the game is now a Sky game, the Cheltenham game is now a Wednesday game instead, and that's our game in hand. So it's interesting that it's a 1 p.m. kickoff on the 25th of March. No, it's not, 26th of March. 1 p.m. kickoff. So as a result, the Cheltenham Town game is now going to be on the 29th with the same kickoff. This could be a massive 6 points, though. We win this, and we could, in theory, be away with it. I hope. Bob, 1, 2, 3. Once I've got someone I trust on printing for merch and stuff, I will have it sorted. I'm just trying to figure out some test print to see what they like and do a limited batch of numbers and then see how many people like them. Like, say, just see how much it would be to do like 10 of hoodies and beanies and go from there. And if they sell out, I can then do more. I can judge what and if I'm going to do more kind of thing. So I'm just working out stuff on that end. Give me. Oh, still got the taste of fluoride in my mouth. It's horrible. I hate that stuff they put on your teeth. It's absolutely horrible. It's meant to taste like mint. It doesn't taste like mint at all. But it's the thing I got with this week is the nice thing is that the timetable of games is going like this. It's Charlton at the weekend. Then we've got a home game versus Peterborough. Then we've got Pompey. Then we've got Bolton. Thankfully, Marvin Johnson will be back for the Bolton game. Then we got Barnsley on the 21st, which, again, I still think you could have it again, where we just had the results that just come with Plymouth, Ipswich. The two games we just had, Morecambe, MK Dons. These games that just come up being quite big. You could say, again, that from the Bolton game, Barnsley, Forest Green, Cheltenham, they're big games. The thing is, we just got to keep doing what we're doing and keep our foot on the pedal. If we can keep our foot on the pedal and keep going, we will be fine. If we pick up, it's like it's something stupid. You pick up like 2 points per game, you go up. And if you look at the, I think I might bring him up actually. There's a dude on Twitter called the Prophet. I think he PG Prophet. And he puts up after every game where people are on road to do. Where is he? There he is. And he's really good at like predicting where we should be. So let's see if we can find Wednesday one. Because he does really well. He does it after every game. Morecambe, Cambridge, Leyton Orient. That's because they all played midweek. Aldershot. He does it for the National League as well, which I'm very impressed with. Let's have a look, see if I can find this a moment, and I will bring it up. But we are on pretty much target to go up automatics and also go up with promotion. And the thing is, you look at point per game and you're like, that is what's going to do us in good stead. And we just need to not look over our shoulder. I will be interested to see what Wickham do now they haven't got Ainsworth. And I feel sorry for a little bit QPR fans. He's going to be interesting how he plays his football. Is he going to stick to the same philosophy that he's been playing at Wickham? Or is he going to change it up a little bit? Who knows? It'll be very interesting to know how he's going to go the next bit. Here we go. Sheffield Wednesday. There we go. So if I go on here again, because I really need a second monitor sooner than later, because doing this is a pain in the backside. Not allowed to look. So, yeah, I think draws will be enough, but you like to just see it going. I did see Corbin, who is in Germany, and I don't think he's doing that well at the moment, to be fair. I think he's still struggling to find his place. So let's go stats here, and this should show you. So let's have a look. Let's see if it pops up. Here we go. I'll make me a little bit smaller if I can. So Actually, no, I don't need to. So if you look here, the forecast for promotions and the forecast for playoffs and relegation and our actual, we are on that steady, really good line going up to that 93 points total to go up. And it would be good to get that and get it all done and dusted. You look at this and you're thinking, we're up there. And we've not really strayed off that blue line, really. We started to take off around about the 12th, I'll say, no, 9th game, where we were flirting with the playoff picture. And we were just creeping up in there, picking up some decent games. And this going up will be superb. We are very, very close. Now, if you also go to, let's go to Plymouth's, because they're the next one. Plymouth. Plymouth are in the same direction, but it's slightly tapered off a little bit. They had that run where they were away with it. And they're on it, but if you look, there's a lot of these lines now that are getting like this, which means they've drawn games. And a lot of their draws are coming away from home, but they are learning to win away. And yeah, and if we can win our games or two in hand, we're away, because we will have points on the board, which they won't. I will be interested to see what this final between Plymouth and Bolton does to them league as well. Because if they pick up any injuries or anything like that, it could be a game changer. And here's the last 5 game point per game. 2.6, Wickham 3. It'll be interesting to see what they do next. Have Plymouth got Derby tomorrow? I don't think so. I think Plymouth... Oh, I think you might be right, actually, thinking about it. I'll have a look. So this is what the forecast of the table will look like. And it's looking like if the form based on current points and forms, we should get 103 points. Plymouth on 96, Barnsley on 90, Derby on 87, Ipswich Town on 84, and Bolton on 83. So it would be good to see us get that total and be a bit further gone. It would be nice to have that done sooner than later. Derby's last game of the season could be interesting. We could have it that we could have it that we don't need that Derby game on the last game of the season. It would be nice. All right, let's see if I can remember to spell Plymouth. Plymouth have got... I think you're right. They got... I think you are right. I think they have got Derby. Where is it? Peterborough. No, next game is Peterborough. What am I about? They've got Peterborough. They've got Peterborough. So Peterborough could do us a massive, massive favour in the next one. Because if Peterborough can win that, it'll be interesting to see. It would help. We need a result from Peterborough, and I can't remember who else. I think it was Bolton. I said we could do with a result off. Let me have a look. MK Dons and Peterborough are the two teams we want to do. Because right now, I can see us going a little bit away from the pack if we keep going on the form we're going on. The week away will have been good. Get some bodies fit. Get some people ready to be back in contention and playing. I would love to have the title before Derby game. It would be funny if we're winning that game and meant Derby go out of the playoff. It would be funny, but it would also be like very much like, here, we can actually go and actually celebrate this because we've actually won something and gone up instead of you celebrating to say we stayed up. I did find that celebration a little bit cringeworthy, but I could see it happening at our... I could see us possibly doing something similar, but not as that extreme. I think it would have been a bit muted celebration, so it would have been interesting. But I think if we have that title or going up done by that last game, I will be extremely happy. I'd be happy that's done. It's sorted. If we could have at least the going up sorted, and then have say going for the title near the last couple of games, it would be good because it's still something to play for. I don't think the squad has got what the old squad has had, where they rest on the laurels. It'll be like they will want to go get the title. They've all said that. the aim of this season was promotion, and the aim of the season is going up top. They've all said that in interviews. I generally have a deep set hatred for Derby, not the fan, but the club. Yeah, I'm the same. I don't feel any hatred for the fans. I do for the club. And you look at how Derby this season, this transfer window, they went for Lee Gregory, apparently, and they also went for Jack Hunt. And it shows you how much we put players like, especially like Jack Hunt, he's not playing. And for me, Jack probably go to Derby next season if they don't go up in the playoffs. And you got to remember, even if Derby go up next season, they still got to do the same that they've done this season, but in the Championship. And I think that would be 10 times harder, because I don't think they can spend any fees next season. I think it's a 2-season transfer ban. So it will be interesting to see how they will cope in the Championship. Granted, Paul Warne is very, very good at getting players out of nowhere and getting them to become good. So it will be interesting. I would keep Gregory next season. I think he adds something that would be valuable in terms of experience. But how much game time does he get in that Wednesday team in a Championship squad? Because I think Darren Moore, with Championship in mind, is going to get a different kind of person next season. Because of the connections he's got. And you've got to think is, a Premier League club will definitely want to loan to a Championship club more than, say, a League One club. The one thing that got us at minute is us as a fan base, with how much they play to a full audience of such at Hillsborough. I think the Newcastle game helped with that, because showing people what they wanted to do. I can't see Jack Hunt staying, sadly. His legs have gone for me. His legs have gone a little bit, but you got to remember, we're looking at Jack Hunt from what he was like under the Carlos era as well. We got prior knowledge how Jack Hunt is from then. So if you're coming in this with no Jack Hunt of seasons old, it'll be interesting. Let's have a look. This must be the only time I don't want to lose to top. Let's start going when Derby tried for Hunt. Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? Amadeus, how are you? What player will you keep next season for a double promotion push? Oh, well, you've got Baz, you've got Palmer. You're gonna keep Dawson. I think Dawson still can do very well. I think you probably sign Stockdale again, the experienced cover, but start getting him into a coaching role at the club. You definitely keep Byers and Windass for me. You're probably looking at trying to keep Flint on a permanent. You're probably seeing how Awitway does. Marvin Johnson, maybe you let go. Maybe you go and get someone in another position for Marvin Johnson's role. It's interesting, though. We are looking at left backs and right backs for next season already, in terms of youngsters. Iorfa possibly, yeah. Iorfa I can see. The thing is, Patterson, for me, I'd love for him to stay. It depends how much football we can guarantee him. Over the last couple of months, so we were starting to guarantee him a lot more football. It also depends how ruthless Darren Moore going to be, because you don't want to get rid of too much and take some of that squad away. I think you've got to try and keep some of the core in. Definitely keep Wilkes. He still had goals. Yeah, Wilkes is definitely one to keep in. Wilkes started, up until he got injured, he started to see glimpses of the player that we've been told about with his runs and stuff. It would be interesting. Also get caught on the break, though. Yeah, we could do with a lot more speed at the back and in general wing play. And I'm not sure about James as in a Championship player. If the opportunity came, I think Darren Moore would take him. I think he would. But it would be interesting. Femawu is someone you can build around, definitely. Backinson is the one. Backinson, for me, the one signing in that summer transfer that just didn't work. I think we got a body in. But again, Backinson could be a player that needed a season to get used to his surroundings and stuff and then get going. You don't know, but he just doesn't seem to fit Darren Moore mold Backinson for me. Backinson seemed to get pulled more than he should do from Darren. If we can sign Delhi on a contract, do it, but at the same time, he needs to step up, but a lot more. He needs to step up and show us a bit more, or play him in an interesting place. I also very much confident player. He is definitely. I offer with confidence is an absolute godsend. When he's low on it, it's that. Jane can definitely do it in the champion bin at Everton. It's what they want though. Like, why would Blackpool send him out on loan? Why would Blackpool send him out on loan if they didn't think he was good enough for the Championship? And you look at the position they're in, at the minute, it would have been interesting. So, I think James will probably leave. The thing is, if Blackpool go down, does James stay at Blackpool for another season in League One? It will be interesting to see. Ben, I think Ben can do it next season. I think he could, but it will be interesting to see if you put someone like a Flint or McGuinness at the side of him. You got to remember, we could then go after McGuinness when we're in the Championship and get McGuinness back. If you had a back line of, say, Flint and McGuinness, and then, say, you swap that round with Iorfa and, say, someone like that, it would be interesting. I'll be honest, I like Barkinson. He seems a bit of the same mould of Pelopessi. He does, but he's not shown it enough. But we haven't seen much of him, sadly. Half of the detail, I think midfield with strong ever championship. Defence, we need to bulk up more. I think strikers, we could probably do with one more quick player, one more quick, pacey striker. But I would like to see someone like a Wilkes or Windass or someone. I'd like to get like a bit of a... The thing is, I'd like, and this is a bit out there. This is a little bit of a out there statement. This is kind of like, I'd like to see Wednesday convert Deli Bashiru into a striker, then a midfielder, and then have him as that big, strong striker going for the ball, and then have him as like a shadow striker ready to pick up the balls and do it that way. I think he got the build for that, and he could do really well at it. But it would be very interesting to see how you could convert him to that, because he does the running enough. He does so much running, and he got that build. And I think of a striker, he would be a little bit better in positional sense, kind of thing. So it would be interesting. Delhi's an interesting... I still think Delhi's one of the ones where if he knows we're up next season, he signs his contract. He signs his contract, he stays there for another 2 or 3 seasons. But he's got to push on and show us and keep developing, which I believe he is. The problem is he just comes across as that laid-back attitude. And as fans, sometimes you see the laid-back attitude of some players, and you think, oh, he's lazy, but it's just how his attitude is. There are 18 people watching in the chat. Please put the... Give me likes up to 6. I'd much appreciate it. It would be interesting. Let's have a look there. I'd like to go for a hungry younger player. I leave one player waiting to prove. I think that's something we could do. You look at what we may have done for the Chesterfield striker. There might not have been anything in it, but Darren has looked in those options in the right way as well. So it'd be interesting, that one. Let's have a look. I think Gregory can go a lot if he starts or impacts stuff. Yeah, Gregory one of those ones. Gregory, not a hard sale for him, because he said if you put a contract in front of him, he'll sign it. So for Gregory, it's just a case of getting that contract in front of him and going from there. It sounds like he just wants to stay in Sheffield anyway. Would like to see him bring someone in with creative flair, like Forestieri. That would be good. That would be nice. A little bit of a... You're kind of looking at saying, like, going for someone like Garnacho at Manchester United, that kind of build that you could build around. I'm not saying we'll go for him because he's going to do well at Manchester United, but that style of player who you can play something off, a bit young but got that flair and ability to go forward. It could be interesting to see what players come available next season as well. There's some interesting free transfers out. Does Deli Basir have it in his locker though? Or do you mean to play him like a heck? Play him a bit like a Hecky. Play him a bit like a Hecky with a little bit of speed about him, because that could work. Because I think if you could play, if Deli could learn to play with his back to goal and bring players in a little bit more, he'd be really good at that kind of playing the back to goal, bring players in, but using his strength to make space for other players. I think he would be really smart at that, because you've shown what he can do when he gets going, and his strength already. One of the players who, since he come, he's just really massively stepped up his strength training. He built like a tank, but he can play really well. And I think for Deli, sometimes his passage just goes astray. It's like keeping the ball in the middle of the pitch and making the right pass. But he's still only like 21, 22. It'll get there eventually. Too early to say who stays, who goes right now. There's a whole new range of options. Yeah, it could be a different thing. Fortieri, Di Canio Flair, plus Dev Walker, Graf will be ultimate player. Very much so. I think the parts of the pitch that we are okay for. The part of the pitch that we are fine for and we're ready for and we're good to go. And it's one of those things where we are looking. Let me just copy this. A minute, copy this link. It should paste over. It's one of those ones where you look at, say, you look at like some of the players we've got with Deli. Deli's one of those ones, if he can sort his passing out and everything, it'd be great. So it'd be interesting to see how we could do this. There's a lot of good players we could look at as well. We're already looking at a young wing back called Sam Reed, who's in non-league, who's going to be part of the youth setup. But also look at the youth team setup, players who are stepping up. You've got the like the Shipton, you've got Fuser, Adatorum. Granted, that red card he got wasn't the greatest, but it's there. You've got players who are around who can do well. So it will be interesting. I signed next to Callum Doyle from Coventry, young centre back. He's at Coventry this season. That's a good shout. On loan, yeah. I reckon I reckon he plays a winger like Tiore lad at Wolves, but built like a brick. Yeah. It will be interesting to see where you could get Deli to play. Deli got very good things. Darren Moore playing. He's not far off. He's not. I think he's very, very close to being around there, and I think it's good. Help around the ground, Lee. Good evening, mate. I'm not too bad, mate. I did today. This is Around the Ground is Lee. He's a ground hopper, but he's also a Sheffield Wednesday fan. He's got a channel. I think it's on 600 subs at minute. He's going around a lot of different grounds. He's doing really well with his content. He joined me on the EFL 72 show, on 18 Dappers show, and we talk all about the games of the weekend. It'll be the same this weekend. It sounds like it's going to be quite a packed house of games. I'll be interested to see what we all make of things. And recently been interesting with the Rotherham fan, Ian. He feels like he was down, then he's back up. He just doesn't want to be a yo-yo club again. He just doesn't want to add that. If he hasn't already, I hope Palmer can reach the top 10 for most appearances. He's getting close. Let me have a look. What is Palmer's thing? I did look this up a long time ago in the season. Palmer. How many games did he play for us? He's up there. I know he is. So Palmer played 333 appearances for us. So let's have a look. I think the record. I think one of the records is 400. Sheffield. Let's have a look. Here we go. So if you're going for the most appearances, it is 560, but that was back in the 1900s and 1920s. If you're going for most recently, Don Megson, 1970s, Kevin Pressman, 478, So you're looking around that kind of ilk. So he's on 333, going after Teddy Davidson and Evan Blakenshop as well at 424 each. So it'd be interesting. He got enough to do it. He would do it. I think he would get it. I really think he would get it. So around there, because Palmer just got better and better and better as he's keep going. He just looks so much better. I think the graph that he did with the 10K helps. It's a shame that he said that he won't be doing that again this season, because I think he really has improved since that. It will be a really big test. Let's have a look. No worries, mate. You do great. You do great content. I shout most people out who do great content, and you're a cracking mate. Around the grounds on 6, 7, 9. Jesus Christ, it's really going. Playoff definitely go up or playoff. Playoff definitely go up or champions. You mean next? You mean if we're in the championship, or do you mean? It would be hard. It would be hard to say. We would have to figure out how we would go. How we would start going. And like Lee said, there's some very big games coming up soon, and there's some big games in terms of what we got left to do. In theory, because if we have a goodish March and get some of these games like the Barnsley and the Cheltenham game, if we can get these games that we got in hand out the way and done and get the result, it will be laughing. We will be nearly done. I think April, you've got a chance to have maybe it done by the middle if you do right, and I think it'd be good. I really think it would be really good to see it. If Palmer continues with form in the championship, then I expect him to be recalled for the Scotland. Yeah, same. You could probably say the same about Byers too. Byers could get called up by Scotland. Let's have a look. Byers is Scottish, isn't he? He's got some sort of like weird grandparent or something, or it's something like that. Is he? Yeah, he played for Scotland under 17s. So not playing in a while, but he could get called up. You never know. Strangest things have happened. He has represented Scotland, so strangest things have happened in that sense. I'm more like an out-of-date milk than a fine wine. Eating that, mate. Liam Top Boy Lermander didn't play 300 plus appearances. It just feels like he did. I could wait for England. I think he'll be waiting a long time on that one, mate. And you actually look at that midfield is technically a championship midfield already. It's weird when you look at this squad and you hear about some of the things happen. You look at like what's been said with the likes of, I'm like moaning at the Chinese, the still possible. Oh. But if you actually look at the situation we've gotten, it was very interesting with the comment from Pulis about the interview he did on Under the Cosh and how he said he was done. And I think it's that interesting thing where it was good for him to say what he'd said and stuff and like that. It would have been nice if we heard it a little bit earlier than what we've heard it. Like, it's been a late coming, but he needed time to say it himself. But it's been said, I think it's good. But that also had the whole thing. I think Chansiri had a lot of ideas to try and get around and try and use with that. And I don't know if he felt that appointment was wrong by him, which it wasn't. It was more wrong by the manager thinking, I'm done now. I was the wrong person at the wrong time for this club. Pulis a couple of years ago, like when he had the West Brom job and stuff like that, probably would have been perfect for us. So it would have been interesting. I think he is. I think Pulis is telling the truth. Because I can't see not have a reason not to. He's never seemed like that kind of person to say. He's always said how it is. A lot of the times, I think that's really interesting to see. I would have expected this squad to be mid-table champ side as we are. A few good additions and we can be competitive next season. Yeah, I agree. I think that's a good shout. Mr. J. I think And I think you're going to get a lot of addition, but I think you're going to be quite smart. I think, again, Darren Moore going to be quite smart with what he can get free agency, I think. He won't bring in a player for the sake of it. We've seen that. Or because he's a household name. The nice thing about Darren Moore is he's not gone, I need a household name. I need a big player. In Darren Moore's eyes, every player is a big player. So it's interesting. So a lot of people say that they are getting a little... And I kind of hope Pulis is saying the truth. And what he said about the chairman rings true from what everyone said as well. How he respected his decision and could understand it. How many points would you be happy with the next 5 games? Oh, can I be cheeky and just say all? Next 5 games. Let's have a look. Continue. Let's bring up the next 5 games. Pictures. So we got Charlton. I want to win versus Charlton. I'll take a win versus Peterborough. So that's 6. Draw possibly versus Bolton. That's 4. Another draw versus Portsmouth, which is 6. And a win versus Barnsley, which will take us to 8 or 9, I think. My maths ain't great. 8 or 9 points, I'll take them. Would be good. But it'll be interesting. What Scotland's entire World Cup qualifying can see Bales, Liam and Fletcher won't be doing that again in a hurry. Yeah. Do you think we could do with a big player? Big brothers to take off 30. Yeah. Would be nice. Do you think we could do it? I don't think we need a big player anymore. I don't think that's the mentality of this squad. And I don't think that's Chansiri's mentality anymore. Because you've seen what Darren Moore can do. And what Darren Moore has shown Chansiri what he can do. There's a difference between what he does now and how he starts, if that makes sense. It's a completely different set of rules that Darren Moore now plays. And Chansiri plays. He doesn't need to go after the big name. He doesn't seem to have that model. It seems like he needs to just have the right player. And he won't bring anyone in. Let's be honest. He will not bring anyone in. For the sake of it. If it even say there's a massive player, really good player, we got the wages down to a really good wage structure, yet Darren still goes, I'm still not sure about this one. Or he goes, oh, I'll go back away and think about it. Or he goes, could I have like a signing bonus in this? Darren doesn't seem to be the kind of person to take people and take him for fools at all. He seems very much in the mindset of going, look, we'll do this as much as humanly possible and we'll get as many as we can get. And we'll also bring in players who are the right players for the team and the right players I think I can work with. I don't think the need for a big player in this team and in this squad is something we need anymore. I think at the very beginning of Chansiri's reign, I think he thought he needed those big kind of players to come in. But we've got to remember, big players sometimes bring big egos. And I think we've managed to tone that down a little bit over the last couple of years. But say for Vardy was an option. Depending on what the deal you could get. And it all depends on what the deal would be and what you could do. Prime example for you. If you're going to go on this big player kind of stuff, prime example for you. Manchester United with Ronaldo. Manchester United now without Ronaldo. It's a completely different squad. It's a completely different set of playing field. Big player, big ego. Manchester United got big players in it, but it looks like they're playing all as a team. Now, it's not one person. I don't think Darren Moore wants somebody to come in and go, it's all about me. He wants it to be all about the team and the players and the community and the fans and the chairman. That'd be part of the deal. Probably would want him back and wouldn't at the same time. You look at this kind of thing. I disagree. Let's go sign Haaland. mental thing. What was it? Can you remember who the club was that it was Everton, wasn't it? Everton had a chance to sign Haaland and they turned it down. Of all things, they turned it down. Let's have a look. Last time Messi, Ronaldo, and Vin Jr. would be good. Are Wednesday fans ready to forgive Chansiri for his mistake? We need Chansiri on board, and we need to be positive and united as a club. That's the only time you will hear the word united and club at the same time. But you're right. You're really right. You're right. It's one of these things. Chansiri has learned from what's happened in the championship. He knows he will have to throw a little bit more money to the championship squad. But I think with Darren Moore, he got a manager who knows how to do it. At the end of the day, you learn from your mistakes. He knows he doesn't have to throw cash at it. He knows if you go smart with the recruitment. Why do you think we have still got the recruitment team that Steve Bruce had and left here? I think there's a part of Chansiri when I like the recruitment model. I like what they're doing. I'm keeping it. It's the same recruitment, lads. And we keep bringing on other people who are part of that recruitment team going forward. It's like, it's very interesting that people are very quick to throw Chansiri under the bus for everything that happened and all this kind of stuff and things like that. But you also remember, football at the minute is such a rubbish game in terms of what rules are said for one club and then what rules are said for another. The white paper that just come out on the EFL about putting the regulations into football is smart. Guess what then? The only part of it that doesn't agree is the Premier League. They want to have all the rights, and with this, it doesn't give them that. It gives the 72 a little bit more leeway. So it will be interesting. True point. Imagine him at Everton. It would have been interesting. There's a lot of clubs who missed out. I think Arsenal was a club that missed out on someone who was huge way back when. And I can't remember who it was, and they didn't sign him. Let's have a look. I still think Tricky Trev, right thing, Cantona had done the same. Yeah, true. Same with us in Cantona. Yeah. I think DC has learnt from his mistakes. Yeah, I do. I feel like DC's understood what he's done and how it was. Ronaldo, wasn't it? Yes, that's it. Ronaldo. You're right. It was Ronaldo. I remember now. But there's players all through history who teams have not looked at or gone to. Us, Hardy. But you look at it and Chansiri is one of the good ones. Mate, I generally forgive him, just hope he's not a platform to go out on and get a Serie A team or something. I don't think so. I think Wednesday for him has, or if that was the case, Bob, he would have left when we went down. He could have quite easily sold us that second or third season when we got playoffs each time and gone. I think he would have done that and just gone. Excuse me. I think Chansiri knows what he wants to do. I think you look at what he's doing. Chansiri's best thing he did was be a backseat owner, not been in the limelight too much, not be the story. Let Darren Moore be the manager to take the flak and stuff like that. Favorite ever Wednesday player. Oh, it's between Hurst and Waddle for me. And if I'm gonna go on a push, it's Waddle. Waddle all day long, and Dev Walker's up there for me as well. I did used to like back in the day. For some reason I really liked Kevin Pressman. Always did. He was always a good one. Carboni was great. If anyone's seen Carboni's interview recently, very interesting how he speaks. Really good bloke. Didn't you play with Around the Ground? Was that the game you played with Di Canio as well? Was that the Legend game you played with Di Canio as well? Also, I think Around the Grounds, I think you're doing Eve Trust this year, aren't you? Are you a backup for the Liverpool lot? Chris Woods, yeah. Let's have a look. Also 20 in here. Yeah, there's 18 to 20 people in here. 11 like. Come on, like the likes up. Much appreciate it. Super chats are on if you would like to donate to the channel. I'd much appreciate it. I keep getting told to run an ad, but it's an hour stream. I'm not doing that on an hour stream. Maybe if it ever got big, I would. But yeah. I think we should appreciate the best intention for Sheffield Wednesday, and I've spent more millions on Wednesday than any other chairman. Very much true. I've got tinnitus in my ear. Yeah, Truck game is coming up. It's Liverpool Legends versus Donny, I think, again, and it'll be interesting to see what it is. It was, mate, played up front with Paolo Di Canio and scored twice. Now, I thought you were the one who scored, yeah. I was at that game. It was a good game. I enjoyed it. I also enjoyed Dan trying to run off an injury. Really does. It was a good game. It was good by everyone. Oh, the keeper, the Wednesday, the Donny lot have was superb. He kept so much stuff out. One thing about Carboni, on his way out, we could have happened behind closed doors. True. Match of fun for first, mate. I just remember Kane saying Arsenal passed him on. Yeah, he was one of them. I have been going for nearly an hour. I'll keep going. I've been going for an hour and 4 minutes, but I'll go till about 8. Go till the full 8 p.m. Then round it off to an hour on the stream. So I don't mind, because after this I'm going to go play some Call of Duty, because I haven't played it in a while, and I played some last night and properly enjoyed it. It was nice. I'm looking forward to PGA Tour golf game coming out soon as well. But I have got some things that I need to get for the channel in the next couple of days. Not the next couple of days, next couple of months. I am upgrading this microphone soon. All right, let's start a second monitor fun. Dig deep. I've got a second monitor on the thing, but I can't seem to get it to work. And I'm just going to do one big, long monitor this way. Thank you, Jez. I much appreciate that, mate. I really do appreciate it. I do appreciate all the support that's been on the channel of late, because it's been interesting. Because I never thought my channel would get to where it is now. It always was a bit of a therapy thing for me, for my F&D and something to do. And had to get our last to like... cheers, Daz. I much appreciate that. Hey, Dean, how are you? Yeah, I haven't spoke to you in a while. Stay off DMZ unless you have a quad jet. Yeah, I've massively stayed away from DMZ until I can get a squad of players, because it's awful doing it on solos. They tried to do a gate from Tarkov and done badly at it. They'd had a massive opportunity to get it sorted. If you're free tomorrow, I'll jump on. I should be, depending on what time, Bob. But I should be. We all said he'll go anywhere. Waddle, he wasn't a clue. But I much appreciate that, this, Jez. It does help. It does help towards the channel. Every bit of money that comes in on AdSense goes back into the channel, or goes into my little one's bank balance to do better. To anything she wants, she can then have then. It makes it easier. If you're free tomorrow, Jay, you work hard, and videos are insane, mate. So much passion. Thank you, and the games. I much appreciate it. I just start doing well. I started this as something as a bit of a joke. It got picked up on Al Talk, of all places. Neil, who runs that, picked up my videos, found me. I think he found me on Facebook, or I got mentioned about it, and it went from there. And I've just always managed to keep going. And at the end of the day, people give Al Talk a bit of a bad rep at time, but there's some very awesome people on there. And without Al Talk, I wouldn't have the computer I've got now, because, as you all know, 2 years ago, my computer up and died, and I put a GoFundMe up because they told me to, and they would donate, and they did it in like 24 hours, and it blew me away. It really did blow me away. So I can always ever be grateful for them, because they always have been there for, like, the thing that you don't see on a lot of people's YouTube channel is the time, the effort, the times where they take themselves a little bit away from the family or what they're doing. People think this is easy, putting yourself in front of the camera. It's really not. It takes a while. Paying for an alternative to Salsa. Oh, the heard you were unwell. Hope you're feeling better, buddy. I'm feeling a little bit better now. Thank you for the kind word, mate. I wasn't great. It's not been a great week this week, I'm not gonna lie. The fact that I've managed to pump out as many videos as I have done, they've been most of this week, I've been a little bit zombified and not really with it. So to get back to normal, it's been really good. You have 909K on views on a rowing machine video. That rowing machine video is gonna be the mountain I die on. That rowing machine video should not be that good. It's rubbish, but it keeps doing me well. I think I make something stupid like a quid off that every month. It's ridiculous. The amount of people that I get in videos or messages going, I've just been recommended your rowing machine. I know it's a good rowing machine. It's still up in my attic. Well worth paying for the alternative to the misery. Outlook has a lot of talented people and a lot of fools. It does, very much true. I agree with getting in front of the camera, mate. It's nerve-wracking. Oh, the first couple of times you do YouTube, it's nervous. It's really, people don't understand how you put yourself in that kind of firing range. Kind of thing. Agree with getting in front of. Hopefully next week is better for you, mate. I'm hoping so, mate. I'm just trying to take it. I'm taking it a bit easy and just trying to take my time with things. I'm never good around Christmas and after Christmas. A lot of things that happened in my life and past traumas. So that video is actually funny. You know what the stupid thing is? That, and I think it's that, and there's another video on my channel which is a gaming chair, I believe, that I got. And I accidentally got two of them because one broke and Argos didn't come and pick the other one up. So I had one working one and one broken one. So it actually worked out quite well for me and my mate. What do you think? I think you look at the Johnson thing, it's a red card if it's actually caught on film, if you look at it from the fan point of view. He did go down a bit easily, but Johnson did throw his elbow, but that all started from a tackle that happened on Johnson further up. And Johnson literally just took his revenge out on him. And it happens, sadly. Sadly, when they don't seem to get away with these things, they always seem to have a way of coming back on us, sadly. Made more meal out than it was. It's not free, but I can understand it. Not enough YouTube Wednesday channel. Well done for what you're doing. Thank you, Mr. J. I've been doing this on Wednesday since 2012 consistently. So I've been doing this a long, long time. This has been a long, long time. What, 2012? Am I coming up to... Someone do the math. 2012 since I've been making videos on Wednesday. If so you could do it, I'd much appreciate it. Yeah, Mr. J, Around the Grounds does a few Wednesday vlogs as well. He's really good at them. Also, can you say... also, buddy, can you and Dex help me also, buddy, just you and Dex help me person through the pandemic. A tone to appreciate. Thank you, mate. I much appreciate that. I really do appreciate the... Why, Matt Sheffield Wednesday fan, why are you just typing Smith? Spam Smith? I don't understand why you're spamming Smith. Don't spam, please, mate. I appreciate that. Okay. Mate, just do me a favour. Stop spamming Smith now, please, mate. Stop. Enough already. Please stop. Or you'll get timed out. EFL just don't like us. True. And the pandemic was a good one for everyone, I think. Everyone really, really enjoyed it. I know you're messing about, mate, but people get annoyed with it in the end. It's just one of those things. I understand what you're trying to do, but as a content creator, it's a bit of annoying because you're trying to look for chat. I think that pandemic season and me and Dex starting the podcast and stuff, I think it gave us something to do as well and helped us all through it. So I much appreciate it. 11 years I've been doing this. Wow, Jesus. That's a long time for someone to be talking about Sheffield Wednesday on the internet. So I'm very happy more people are stepping up like Lee. It's been a bit lonely for a while talking about Wednesday, but more channels are coming up, which is good, and I always appreciate it. Ever tried to get... I have and failed. Basically, I've tried in the past, Woody, and I failed. I've not really done well. Gone a bit hard talk now with the myth. Love it when you and Deck get together. It's a good laugh. It's a good laugh, and I think Worko coming on have been a big help as well. Ever met a Wednesday fan? When we did ours in the top park all the time, and at games, I always did. Ever met a Wednesday player? Met Lee Bullen a couple of times. He was good. Randomly ran into, oh, bloody hell. He went to Ukraine. He's on Kadeem Harris in Meadowhall, of all places, which was interesting. Yeah. Owls in the Park. Oh, Owls in the Park got to come back. I loved Owls in the Park. It was fun. It was awesome. But I think Owls in the Park is maybe dead in the water called Tramlines, sadly. So it would be interesting. Pandemic football, look back at it, feels so weird hearing the players. I will say something. It was soulless and it wasn't nice to see. But there was something very nice about hearing Barry Bannon have a massive go at Wildsmith and him forgetting the no fans, so you heard every word of it. And Wildsmith, I'm actually very happy to see him doing well at the minute. It would be good. So I am going to go, because I've been going for an hour and 14 minutes. So yeah, I'm going off now. Well, thank you everyone for joining me tonight. I much appreciate it. Looking at this, I've got about 89 views on the stream as a whole, which is great. And 16 comes in. Have a good one, guys. Hopefully we get more points at the weekend. See you all later, guys, and we'll see what happens. And hopefully 3 points on Saturday is a must.